everybody, this is Melissa with S.P.I.R.I.T, and we are out here in Davis. Just wanted to do a little follow-up epilogue to our recent investigation that we had. We found some more information. We found some good research to validate a lot of the things that we found while we investigated a home very close nearby. Some of the things that we found while we were on the investigation, what we sensed a woman who was of some sort of Hispanic descent that worked at a local cannery, and she seemed to just kind of come forward, show herself, not really earthbound, but just kind of showing that she was there. We were in fact able to locate an obituary that matched the physical description and what I felt of a lady who actually worked at the cannery. Out of respect for her family and her religious preferences, we will not be listing her name for this video, but we were able to validate and verify that. Additionally, we've picked up a really interesting spirit on the location. He was an older gentleman. He identified that he worked at the cannery for a very long time. He sort of indicated he either might have been a supervisor or a lead, and he seemed a little bit aggressive at first, but what I actually felt was aggression turned out to be desperation, just an urge to be heard. He wanted to indicate there's some other spirits in the location that worked at the cannery, maybe not the best conditions, and they needed some help. That was cute. So they just needed some assistance. They needed to be heard and a little bit of help, and we actually did help a lot of those spirits that particular evening. And so this spirit we also talked to later on the spirit box on the SP11, and I asked him his name. He spoke his name pretty clearly and said, Frank. We were able to, through a little bit of homework and research after the fact, find a gentleman who worked at the cannery for a very long time named Frank. So thank you to Frank for just being pushy. He was just being pushy with the family, he was being pushy with us, just to help the other spirits. He worked so hard in life, and then he was working hard in death to just help people. He only wanted to get the message across and not actually be aggressive. His aggression was desperation, and I am thankful that Frank came forward, and I'm thankful that we were able to validate his existence and his life and give him some value, and his message some value. The most significant spirit that we connected with on this particular investigation initially presented herself to me a day or so before the case. I started to feel some energy, some things. I started to have visions of a particularly tragic and violent death, and I had no idea why I was feeling or seeing these things, as I'm kept out of the information in the background of every case prior to going to it. I felt a young lady that had been tragically hit by some sort of large vehicle. I felt her neck being caught up on something. I felt her being run over. It was a very, very painful looking death. While I did not find her to be earthbound, I felt her message needed to be heard. Her story needed to be told. And this particular spirit presented herself at the age of 7. But she did not die at that particular age. What we found out as we got onto the case, we started to see this spirit more. I started to see her at a variety of ages, so I was a little bit confused. I know that spirits can present themselves at a different age than when they actually died, especially if that age was meaningful to them, if it was something special to them. They could present any way they would like, especially if they're already transitioned, like this particular spirit is. Additionally, Brent felt on the entire location as he was there. He kept hearing L, L, L. He didn't know what it meant. He just kept hearing it. And in conjunction with what I felt, we thought maybe there was some relevance to that. We're not sure yet if we caught her name on the spirit box. We got a lot of names on the spirit box. And that seems to fit with the fact that the cannery had housing encampments all over the property. We might have been getting a lot of those spirits that needed our help coming through. We are still in review of the footage, and we'll let you know hopefully before this all airs and everything comes out, you guys will get to know all of the different people and names that we caught. But the L refers to Ellie, a 21-year-old, very beautiful young lady that was tragically killed by a tomato truck. She was here in Davis. We are on East Covell and Pole Line Road, and this is her memorial right here. Poor Ellie. She was a really vivacious-looking young lady. She died at age 21, just simply riding her bicycle, which is something that is really special in Davis. That's something that they're known for. And through no fault of her own, an individual driving a tomato truck did not realize that some of his back tires jumped the curb and caught her and took her on a fatal ride. Unfortunately, it led to a little bit of consequences for him as well, and this poor soul ended up kind of wandering around this area. She, I do feel, is transitioned. I feel that she is a beautiful, divine light at this point, but she just wanted to be acknowledged, and she related somewhat to our client that also, in her youth, had a bike accident with a car, thankfully not a fatal one, but I think there was some sort of spiritual connection between them, and that's possibly why her energy ended up at that location. So we were able to validate that Ellie was real, that she mattered, that she counted, and that her spirit is a being of light at this point. So we're just really thankful that all of these spirits came forward, they talked to us, and our research was able to validate their existence by name. That's what matters to spirit. We're able to help the living, we're able to help the deceased, and that's the bottom line. That's what counts here. So thank you guys so much for watching this case and watching all of our cases. We really appreciate all of you. Guys, have a great night.